Hi everyone, it's me, Arielle, and it's Wednesday Warriors, and today we're going to be talking about recovery, the process. Talking about it as a process instead of an event or a destination, and discussing the good things about it, the bad things about it, and why it's number one, a great goal, and number two, an achievable goal. Because I think a lot of people out there think that recovery and the recovery process is such a great and wonderful thing, but they don't really believe necessarily that it's achievable. And that's really what I want to show. And then as far as recovery being a process, we've all heard it's a journey, not a destination. It's not an event. It's a process, a work in progress, things like that. They're all true statements. It really is a process, and it's something that doesn't happen overnight. It's a gradual thing. It takes a lot of effort and a lot of work, and it can take, a matter of years in order for recovery to finish. And then the other thing about recovery is once you are recovered, you maintain it. You maintain your recovery. You don't wash away and erase the past that you lived with your eating disorder. So recovery is always going to be present in your life. If you have followed my blog in the past several years, you will have noticed that I have a lot of little analogies that I use for recovery, and I'd like to share a couple with you. I've done a lot of videos that relate to this topic in the past. I'll post the links for you, but I'm going to try to take a little bit of a different spin on it today. And what I really want to do is give you encouragement. And as always, my number one goal sitting here is to show you that recovery, full recovery, is possible, and that I feel that I'm proof of it because I'm sitting before you recovered, leading a normal life, and I want you to know that you can do it too. Last week's topic was weight gain in recovery, and this week I really want to delve more into the mental aspect of recovery and the process of recovery, talk about some hard things, talk about some good things, show you why it's really worth it, and just sort of push you to keep going if you are struggling a little bit. I've talked about bravery and boldness in recovery before, and I read you my little write-up on my take on that, and I'll post the link for you to that. That is how I feel a recovery attitude needs to be in a nutshell. I did a video back in June of 2010 called Some Things I've Learned, and I basically, in that video, talked about the three most important things I learned in recovery. I also talk about the hardest thing I had to overcome, and I tell viewers one message that I want them to know about why recovery is worth it. So I'm going to post the link to that as well, because that is very close to the message of this video. I want to talk a little bit about some self-reflection. I was asked a while ago, definitely well over a year ago, about how I react when I feel hate for myself or my body, and what I do when I feel overwhelmed instead of hurting myself or restricting. And as a woman who loves her body now, or at least likes it most of the time, trust me when I say that you can, in fact, learn to stop hating yourself and your body. And this is one of the main things people struggling with eating disorders, especially those who are women, think is impossible. And I do realize that there are many women out there who are struggling with an eating disorder who do not have body image issues, but I do also recognize that body image is a big problem for people out there, even people out there who don't have an eating disorder. So it's not something that I want to steer myself away from when I talk about recovery. And what I hear a lot is, it may be possible, but not for me. And I just want to tell you, cut that way of thinking right out of your brain. Carve it out of there and throw it away. It is possible for you if you let it be possible. And if you realize that you may have to garner an extreme amount of patience in order to wait for this sort of self-hate to dissipate. The first thing that you need to ask yourself is, what are the circumstances surrounding my feelings of hate for myself and or my body? Did you just discover you'd been rejected in some way by a person, a program, etc.? Were you unsuccessful in an endeavor you had hoped to master, finish, etc.? Did you just eat, whether it was too much or too little? Did you just weigh yourself and not like the number? Did you just attempt for a long time to choose clothing to wear and were still unsatisfied with the choice you made? Did you just endure a hurtful, stressful, uncomfortable time with your family or friends? These are just some examples of questions you can ask yourself to hone in on why the feelings of hate for yourself or your body have come up. And these are just a few circumstances that can play a part in how you're feeling about your body. They affect why you react the way you do. You have to pose questions to yourself in order to analyze what you're feeling. And I think a lot of us forget that we have the ability to ask ourselves questions. We think that automatically, because we are ourselves, we should just know, but it really doesn't work that way. You know how people chart anything and everything these days? Their menstrual cycle, their meals, their ovulation, their money spent. Well, chart your self-hate. And I know you're thinking that you feel self-hate all the time, so how can you chart it? If you look at this question of what are the circumstances surrounding my feelings of hate for myself and my body, it's obvious that even if you generally don't like yourself, you feel particular instances of self-hate or body hatred that make you want to restrict or binge or purge or cut or any of those things. And it's these times to which I'm referring. So you're also probably thinking, wow, Arielle just told me to chart my self-hate. What the hell? But think about it. If you keep a journal page or a chart specifically to record each time you feel the urge to restrict, purge, or self-harm in some way, you're going to begin to see the patterns. You'll begin to realize what it's all about. You learned about cause and effect in school, and this is it, guys. You already know the effect, your body hatred and behavior of choice. It's time to figure out the cause. This is what any intelligent adult should learn to do. So mark it down. Mark down the date, the time, what you're feeling, and what just happened in your day. You'll begin to see a clearer picture of what's going on, hopefully. You might also begin to see that you tend to feel worse on a particular day of the week because of something, or during a particular time in your cycle, or on days you see a certain person. And these are good things to discover because you'll learn to be more aware, more prepared, and more ready to combat them. You'll know from the moment you wake up on a given day that it's probably going to be a hard day for you for whatever reason based on your chart. And you can give yourself extra boosts of encouragement. You can have a plan already in place for what to do if you feel the urge to act on a behavior. And above all, you won't be caught off guard when that self-hate starts to rage inside of you. And then another question that you want to ask yourself is jealousy, envy, or comparison part of my feelings of this self-hate or body hatred? And by that I mean, for example, did you just watch a TV show, a movie, a commercial that made you feel badly about yourself? That triggered you, that caused you to compare yourself to the person or people? Did you spend the day with a friend you envy? Does being with this friend make you feel badly about yourself? Do you feel not sick enough, not thin enough, not pretty enough based on something you saw or something someone said? And the last question that you want to ask yourself is, does this time of year affect me more than others? A lot of people have seasonal depression or even just feel less comfortable during particular months of the year. Summer can be a trigger for people who constantly worry about being seen in less clothing, like tank tops or bathing suits, or because they continue to see other people in tank tops or bathing suits, which causes them to get down on themselves or wish they looked different. Certain months can be a trigger for people because of holidays, like an impending Thanksgiving with food and family, or the month of December because of Christmas, Hanukkah, or even the New Year because it often affects people because it often causes people to reflect, berate themselves, and make unhealthy resolutions. So the point of all this is awareness is key. I did a video back in 2009 about setting goals and making plans, and I'm going to post the link to that because I think it's really good to learn how to do that healthfully and to have goals and plans and to really steer your recovery in the right direction. I also did a video once a couple of years back called So You Think You're Not Strong Enough, and it basically just explains why thinking that way can be a big hindrance and what my response to that basically was. When you think you're not strong enough, I had something to say to you by way of encouragement. I'm going to share with you some slam poetry, as I call it, that I wrote several years ago, and I call it The Way to Alive. I dive headfirst with deepest thirst into a past I've left behind to seek and find the reasons why so I can try to help, to reach, to teach, to grab a hold of each and every one who's struggling so, who's feeling woe, who's in the grip of this deathly kiss, this comfort that is sick and wrong, this depressed song. My friends, this has gone on too long. Bite back, fight back. Don't be afraid it might come right back. Go ahead, leave it dead. Move, I said. Become anew. It's hard to do, but worth the pain, and in the end, you will be sane. You will be you. You will be true. And this is all you have to do. Make an effort, stake a goal, and soon enough you will be whole. And most of all, yes, in control. Take back your power, take back your life, and every hour will be rife with every sweet thing you can dream, and possibilities will seem real. At last, so use the past and push on through with all your struggles strapped to you, and when you've gone to hell and back, learned the knack, survived attack, you'll know there's nothing that you lack, and you can take and deftly make your struggles into something new, and share the secret known to you. And one day soon, a different tune will play and stay, and you, with zeal, I swear it's real, will finally feel alive. Well, I'll leave you with that, guys, and I hope you can take something from the video this week. Hope you're all doing well out there, and I look forward to talking about a new topic next week. Take care, everyone. See you next time.